Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It would be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 11, episode 7. The only thing that was interesting in this episode was seeing Little Ace gush and love Portia, and then seeing all the ladies that entered, Candy's house, and he was just so happy, and especially to see him eat his fruits. He was like, I don't like pineapple, but I'll eat some watermelon with you. And, just to see, and then having Portia say, come on, Candy, let's just be friends so I can babysit Ace. Because now she knows that she's pregnant and she's ready. And she's kind of like doing her motherly, the motherly thing. Like she feels connected to a child. Because we ain't never seen Portia pick up no baby and want to be friends and sit with the kids and all that other stuff. If we did, I don't remember. So to me, that was like the best part of the episode. And then Greg, coming in and giving his speech. And he was like, I want you ladies to all get to know each other and get to know something new about the person. Then Portia goes, well, that'll be easy to do because both of these bitches, all these bitches got two faces. And so Greg said, learn something from each face. I was just like, OMG. So to me, that was like the best part of the episode. So let's get into it. So we got Dennis and we got Portia. Dennis is working his hardest at his, little restaurant, his hot dog restaurant or whatever. And he's getting promo just like, everybody else that had a man on the show that had a business got promo. He's getting some real promo. He's getting promo like the Old Lady Gang. But the Old Lady Gang had episodes after episodes. They was on for a long time. But anyways, Portia got her man and, the future grandmother of her baby, getting promo for their restaurant. She's in there cooking and working and hustling and bustling. But she's pregnant too as well. And so do Dennis knows. But Portia's not trying to tell the mother that she's pregnant. She's trying to keep it a secret. The mother's like, I need to know everything that's going on. I need you to keep me informed. I need you to keep me the status. Like, what's up with that prenup? I think you probably wouldn't want your son to sign a prenup, Miss Lady, because I believe Portia got more money than him, but a prenup is good to protect both of each other and basically make sure that if they do leave they do get divorced or if they do get married, Portia don't get the short end of the stick like she did with Cordell Stewart. And she don't lose out like Mary J. Blige did. So we have that situation. And, Portia wants to tell her that she's pregnant. I was like, damn, Portia, tell her that you pregnant, girl. But the mama knows something's going on. She knows something is up. Homegirl's here. She's working in the kitchen. She really likes my son. And she's really trying to make a good impression. That's what the mama seemed like. And it seems like Dennis ain't no joke. He's a hard working. Portia was like, I've been working all day. Like, when I get a break, the mother's like, you ain't really worked. You haven't been working all day. What are you talking about? But it was so good to see Portia use that sanitizer before she go back in that kitchen. She knows the rules and regulations. She hasn't just been in there once. She's been in there twice and maybe 4 times. So we have that situation. So that was a good situation. Portia got the bun in the oven. And then now we find out that her husband's not going to be able to go on the couples trip. It's supposed to be a couples trip. Nene and Greg are planning the couples trip. But all the men canceled. They ain't even trying to hear it. Dennis got the boot. I got like 2 boots like that in my closet. He just picked that boot up from somewhere. And Michael's not going. Michael Hill, Cynthia's man, is not going. And Portia man's not going. And Todd is not going either because they all got something better to do than to sit with these women and fight and argue or hear any negativity. And plus, Portia ain't ready for you guys to read down her man. And Todd is like, I put in too much work for me to have to go on this trip. Michael Hill is somewhere in California chilling. He was like, you ain't gonna put me on this show. I ain't going on a trip. And then Cynthia thinks she's gonna get married to Michael. Maybe she might get married. Who knows? But we'll see what happens. So we have that situation. So Nene's upset about the situation. Greg is like, he's really distraught because he really wanted to be the couples trip, especially with the guys and, bonding together too as well. But he's not able to go on the couples trip because none of the guys are coming on the couples trip. And, Greg is still fighting his battle with cancer. And right now he chose to go to holistic means right now. But I think at this time and point, he's actually using chemo. So moving on from that situation, we got Eva. We have, what's her name? Shamari. She's talking to, her stylist. Her stylist coming in with all these type of different clothes for her to try on. Some of the clothes just looks a lot different, It don't look dated. Just don't look like the clothes for her. Like, there's so much more that, she can explore. So the stylist came in there with the clothes. Basically, she loves the clothes. Ronnie loved the clothes. They ended up having a conversation. They're talking. They're doing pillow talk. You know, she spit the ice back in the cup. And, you know, Ronnie was like, if I would have did that to you, you would have been mad. She was like, yeah, I would have been pissed. So basically, they talk about the situation, about, you know, Portia kind of like shading, you know, Shamari. And Shamari feels a certain type of way. She was like, we're both from Decatur or wherever they from, and we went to high school together. Like, I really know her. It was like, yo, you know, at the dinner party, you know, that Nene threw, like, she kind of like didn't even come over and say hi to us. She kind of like ignored us. I don't know what the problem is. And so Ronnie's like, well, you need to face her up front. You need to, you know, handle that ASAP. Like, take care of that business and find out what's going on with that situation. But we find out that it's not a big deal. It's not a big situation, because basically Portia just felt a certain type of way, because she felt like, you know, Shamari was shading her. Shamari felt like Portia was shading her. And then they get down to the bottom of it, and it's Eve. They feel like it's Eve is the one with the shade, where, you know, Shamari, you know, needing a makeover. So we have that situation. So they actually put Eva on the spot, and Eva was like, well, I didn't think it was shade. I just passed the peach. Well, you passed the peach to the person who you think, you know, needs the makeover. And if you don't want to say who it is, you pass the peach to them. And she passed the peach to who? You know, Shamari. And then basically, you know, Shamari was feeling like Portia was shading her. Portia was like, you guys both had on the same outfit, like red shirt, white pants, or whatever they had on. Like, so I wasn't shading you. That it was actually, you know, Eva. So Eva was like, no, it wasn't shade. It wasn't shade when they were sitting at the table, because, you know, the ladies, they go on their trip, they go on their vacation, and it seems like Nene did pick a nice place for these ladies to go. Everybody goes. Even Tanya goes. Everybody goes, except for the guys. The guys are staying home. Then we get to see a nice scene with, you know, Candy and her daughter. You know, Riley. Riley looks good. She's so mature now. She's still shy. She looks nice. She looks good. And she was like, it's a couple's trip. But they started asking you questions. You're going to be all there by yourself. And we find out that Candy and, you know, her daughter just got back from Dubai, and she wants to go on some more trips. You go, Riley. Living a life. You should be on growing up hip hop. You definitely growing up hip hop. Well, your mother is, and I know you've been around all the stars. You're in Atlanta, so we have that situation. So we have Shamari that's going to address Portia. She addresses Portia, and now they friends again, and everything's all good. So that's cool. We got Candy. She's ready to go on a trip, and plus she's having all the ladies meet her at her house, basically because, you know, instead of going all the way out to Nene's house, so she's hosting a little event at her guest house, and she realized that she doesn't have any mats, and she was like, oh my God, rain and water. It's raining outside. They're gonna attract all types of dirt in here, but she's still not ready. She's trying to get ready. So she's going to use her house. She was like, she don't mind using her guest house. Okay, Candy. We see you flossing on us. Flossing, Miss Candy. And so we have that situation. Greg is really kind of disappointed that he can't go on the trip. And, you know, he gives the ladies a nice little speech, basically. And you can tell that he really wanted to go. He really wanted to be a part of it. And he also felt happy to be in a room full of beautiful women, too, as well. Just like little Ace was in that room just looking. He was looking at Portia. He was looking at Eva. He was looking at Cynthia. He was just like looking around. He was like, look at all these beautiful women here. And he was all in his zone. So, Candy, your son got good taste. Your little baby got good taste. So we have that little situation. So everything seems all good. Everything's going fine. You know, Marlo's going to be shading Eva as much as she can get, much as shade she can throw. And so basically, you know, Portia was like, so, Marlo, how come you're not throwing shade at Candy? Because she got no mats. She didn't even say nothing. She didn't even reply, because she know Candy got money, and she felt like you didn't have money, and she wanted to pick on you, Portia. That's what it was. They even went back to the scene talking about, you know, Marlo was like, you know, look how tacky this mat is. Look at this big ass porch and the small ass mat. So we have that situation. So basically, Candy's gonna buy some mats, and it's all good. Greg gives his wonderful speech, and the ladies get ready to get on the bus ride. And basically, they pick names out of a jar, numbers out of a jar, basically to, you know, get their rooms. And what's going to happen with that situation, the number they pick, whoever name that they have, you know, they get to pick whoever's going to go into their room. So we see Cynthia and, it was Cynthia and somebody. Cynthia had Candy's back. Candy had Cynthia's back. Portia had all the ladies from the old school had each other's back to make sure they got good rooms. And Marlo was wrong. Marlo threw Tanya in the bunk bed room, but Tanya was a good sport. She didn't mind. So, anyways, they're on the bus. They're having a good time, and basically they're gonna play truth or dare. They're gonna play this game. So basically, you ask a question. If you ask a question. And you read the question out, and then you ask the person the right of you to do it. So basically, it's something like that. So Shamari, she picks up, something out of the jar, and basically it says, have somebody suck her fingers to the left of her, who's ever to the left of her. Marla was front or the back of her. Marla was like, no, I'm not doing it. Don't even play me. Don't even try me. And so we have, Shamari was like, okay, Eva did it, and suck her fingers right there, stuck her finger in her mouth, and she sucked it, and she did it long. She was putting on the show. But then after that, Eva was like, oh my God, her hands taste like sanitizer. So nasty. Thank God it did taste like sanitizer. And then you have Shamari talking about, oh, germs, and putting on more sanitizer. So basically, at the end of the day, they act like they didn't like it or it was disgusting. Then we also had Shamari talking about her cootie cat got a little tingly inside when she, for JJ got a little bit tingly inside when she sucked that finger. So I guess they was being nice sports and they played off. I think Eva really wants to put on, she wants to be very proper too as well, because her husband's a lawyer. Her fiance's a lawyer right now, and he's going to probably be running for office again. So she doesn't want them to use this show or anything that she does on the show against her husband running for office, I believe, in the future. So that's why she's trying to play it good. So we have that situation. Then also the next question, Eva picks up from the jar, and basically she's supposed to call her husband and call her boyfriend and her fiance and talk dirty to him on the phone, but she really couldn't do it. She didn't want to do it. She thought it was embarrassing, and she's supposed to have him on speakerphone. She couldn't do it at all. Then it was Candy's turn. Candy tried to do it, but Todd was like, something's going on. He was like, am I on speakerphone? So, because Todd knows the tricks. He's a producer too as well. He was like, are you been drinking, Candy? You've been drinking. He knows she hasn't been drinking, so he knows there's something up with production or whatever. And so they all laughed or whatever. But Candy said, I like when you eat it from the back. And he was like, whoa, this is kind of conversation we having? And everybody was like, oh. So that was funny. So we had that situation. And then the next person gets the hardest question is Portia. So basically the question that Portia picked, truth, and it was Nene that asked the question, have your husband dated anybody on this bus, or did your husband date somebody on this bus that somebody else's know that's not on the bus? Basically, date somebody on the bus knows that your fiance dated somebody else. So see, Portia, I'm putting him as your husband too, because she was like my husband earlier. I'm putting Dennis as your husband, so I'm speaking husband to you, Portia. So we have that situation, and so she was like, yeah, Candy knows, and Candy was like, yeah, I know this girl. Her name is Cherry or Sherry with the lips. Basically, Portia was like, that's not the name he got tattooed on him. Then, Nene was like, red cherry. I was like, damn, Cherry Red is actually in the slideshow exactly her name, and how they both said it from when it came from Candy, when it came from Nene. I was just like, damn. And so I guess, Portia knows the names on his body because he done probably told her before he filmed for this show, because he has to know that he knows Candy and Candy knows the people that he has dated. So he most likely informed Portia about the situation. That's why Portia is not stressing the situation. That's why she's not mad. She's not upset, because if it was more like a surprise to her or a shock, then we'll get much of a more reaction out of her. But Portia's on her grown woman business too as well. She wants to snag that husband, have that baby, be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, still be on a radio show, and then get more gigs too as well. She's trying to come up. She ain't trying to play no games with none of us, because the old Portia would have been talking smack, and then Candy was like, well, how recent, and so how long ago was it or whatever. And so Nene was asking that question to dig in more, and so of course Portia was like, they're trying to dig in to get more information. Candy still wants to share her story and her information, so just let her share it. So that's when Candy was like, it was like 6 months months ago. It was like probably like a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, in between 1 to 6 months ago, you know, he was dating my friend or whatever. And it was really recently. So this is when, you know, Portia was like, you know, we've been dating for 6 months. But yes, we've been dating for 6 months. And so then that's when Kandi throws in, hey, listen, you were, you know, a couple of months ago, you was at Shamari's birthday party with another man and he was feeling on your booty and you were kissing. And then that's when Portia had to say, hey, listen, you know, when you say 6 months, you don't want to get into the details. Oh, we was dating off and on for 6 months. Part of the 6 months, we were sleeping with other people. We was kissing other people, this and that, you know, because sometimes you can say, I've been together with him for 5 years. But out of the 5 years, maybe the first year, it took you guys a while to get it together where you actually came cohesive, actually where you became consistent, concise with your relationship, and you guys decided that no one else could be in the picture, you know? So Portia is feeding off that way, but it comes off as lying. But why would she tell them all this? But she probably should have just said it to Kandi, be like, hey, this is what's going on with my relationship. I know you know some stuff. I know this stuff, and I'm happy and I'm satisfied, and ain't no shit you can throw this way, baby, because I got this baby in my stomach, and I'm hoping to get that ring because this is the only information, only shit they really got. So they settled that situation, and Portia was just like, whatever. But Portia's really not bothered. Like, she's really not trying to let it get to her at all. I don't blame her. She got to, you know, she's just like, you know what? It's not going to happen. But we're going to see how long her avoiding, you know, Nene was picking too as well. And then Kandi couldn't wait to tell. I don't know if Kandi wants to tell her to throw it at her. Just tell her like, hey, girl, even though I don't like you that much and you threw shade at me and you could have destroyed me, but yo, this guy's playing you. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So, or is Candy's jealous, or she just really just don't like Portia because of shit that went down. But I also heard that Nene Leakes wants Phaedra Parks back on the show. You guys tell me if you heard the same story too as well. So moving on, so we get to the rooms. They pick their rooms. Everybody Portia gets the room she wants. Eva gets her room. Marlo's not happy. Marlo's was like, Marlo's seen one room. She's like, this room is plain and bland like Eva. And then Marlo gets that room. She was like, oh, this room has no class, no style, no character, no nothing like Eva. And so Eva was like, I don't know why she's throwing all this type of shade at me. This is not like Costco. Pick whatever you want and throw whatever you want. So, you know, Marlo's really got, I think Marlo has an issue with Eva, and we're going to see it more because I think more likely Nene has an issue with Eva, and Marlo is willing to, you know, go at Eva too as well because Eva shouldn't be having her spot. And, you know, Marlo thinks that she should have that peach and not Eva. So what we got to do to get her out of here? I don't know. I'm just assuming. And, you know, Cynthia still wants to be besties with, you know, Nene since, you know, since Kenya's not there. So she don't mind if, you know, if Eva hits the dirt. But this seems like they don't have a problem with Tanya. So moving on from that situation, so they got their rooms. Candy's happy that she got the room because she always gets the room that she wants, and she did. So it is what it is. And so now it's time. These ladies got a private chef, so now it's time for them to eat up. And basically, they come at Eva about, you know, what's going on? You had a bachelorette party. How come you didn't invite Nene? What's going on? I thought Nene was your sister. I thought she was your girl. And you got Marlo talking about, yeah, she's my sister. She's my friend. She's my big sister. That's my girl. You know, I want her to speak at my wedding, but then I don't invite her to the bachelorette party. Portia was like, yeah, you invited me to the bachelorette party. And then Eva was like, well, it was a secret. It was a surprise. And Portia was like, how was it a secret? How was it a surprise if you invited me? And it was like, yeah, she don't know what a surprise is like. And she, oh, well, if it was a surprise that it was like 19 or 16 people, but basically Eva knew what was going on. She was going to have a bachelorette party, and she didn't want none of the ladies to go. And she should have just said it. She should have just been real and just be, hey, listen, I just wanted to, you know what? I think Nene should speak at my wedding for that event, but me going to my bachelorette party, I didn't want no cameras then. I wanted to wallow. I wanted to drink. I wanted to turn up. I wanted to twerk. I just wanted to have a wild night. And I wanted to be with my closest friends. And my bad if I shaded y'all. My bad, Portia. I didn't re-invite you. I didn't give you the heads up because I realized that I don't like you. You know, just keep it real. So we have that situation. situation. Nene, and so then Eva said, Nene, do you think it's a problem? I think that with all the things that you have going on in your life, especially with Greg, but she didn't say that, all the things you have going on in your life, that you'll be too busy, you know, and you wouldn't want to go to a strip club for one night in Miami or whatever. And damn right, Nene would have went. Even Cynthia was like, Nene would have went. We seen Nene go out and party with bloggers, with Michelle Brown, so she definitely would have went to Miami and party with you, Eva. So we have that situation go on, and then after that, Nene was like, well, I would have just been, the offer would have been nice. Just the offer, it would have been nice. I could have declined, but just the offer would have been nice. So we have that situation. So everybody's looking at Eva like, okay, shade all day. You want Nene to speak at your wedding, so your wedding can be on the show, basically. But you want to invite her to your party, but she's supposed to be your bridesmaid, your best lady, giving a speech and shit, but she's not invited to your bachelorette party. That don't really sound cool. So we have that situation. Then we have the situation with Portia and Portia and Shamari. They get it settled. Basically, they find out the person that threw the most shade and the harshest shade was actually Eva. All the ladies co-sign on it. Shamari feels like, damn, on my bad, I messed up. I thought it was Portia. Look at him. Look at Ace looking so cute. He seen Portia. No, that's him actually looking at Cynthia. And so the lady was like, it wasn't Portia. It was actually, Eva. So it seems like the table was not feeling Eva. They feel Eva less than they feel everybody else. Because I feel like they get in they think Eva's fake and Eva's not being real. Especially when Nene was like, she was a turn-up queen. She was a turn-up girl. And this Eva, I don't know. And then Cynthia's already upset with Eva because she feels like Eva was the one going around spreading the rumor that she paid for Will. And the streets was talking about that, and it wasn't Eve. So she's off her boat. And what's her name? Marlo don't like her because Marlo wants her piece, number one, and Marlo feels like she's bland, she's plain, and she can't read her. She don't got a feel for her. So we'll see what happens with this situation. Seems like next episode might be more interesting, but this was a good episode where Portia and actually Shamari, that know each other, went to school together and shit like that, they cool. So that's cool. And basically they settled everything. But the situation with Eva not inviting Nene, that shit ain't over. And it seems like right now Eva is a target. And she's gonna be a target. So that's it. Peace. I'm out. One love. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Tell me what you guys think. And Eva, what's her name? Marlo, she wants to give, Shamari a makeover, and Shamari was like, I don't need a makeover. Look what she got on. Like, she might got on a do-rag or a bandana and some braids coming up, but she can definitely help you. Not saying that your style is bad, but something different. Peace. I'm out. One love.